So I am sure that you have probably experienced a situation. You done your wash and go. You got your hair perfect. It's set. You sit under the dryer to get it dry. And then you come up from under the dryer and you look in the mirror and your hair is crusty, white, and pale. In today's video, I'm going to give some tips that will help to fix that situation and also, more importantly, to prevent that situation. But first, hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. All right, so the first tip that I'm going to give here is one that I don't think will apply to everyone, so I'm just going to get it out of the way for that reason. So my hair is short, it is very thick, and because of the thickness, the roots and all that do not dry, but because there is less hair, the outer part of my hair dries quickly. So it's almost like a flash drying type situation. So I avoid a white cast by shortening the time that I sit under the dryer and not going for 100% dry hair. So if I have used a foam as the first product layered and then a gel layered over it, then I will sit under the dryer for just 15 minutes. Is my hair fully dry in 15 minutes? No. But the outside does have a cast, and then when the wind blows I can feel a little bit, or as I walk around my house I feel like a little breeze of wetness over my scalp, maybe around my ears it may be still wet or something, but it's not all the way dry. And then if I've used a cream product, I might do around 20 minutes under the dryer. Again, not going for super dry hair. The hair then goes on to air dry fairly quickly because I have dried it all the way to like 95% dry, maybe even 98% dry, depending on how I'm considering that. And the hair does not dry with a cast. That's really going to apply to you if you have that unique situation of your shorter hair drying really quickly and then you get the cast. So that's not going to be something for everybody. And also, I know some of you guys like to air dry, so that's also not going to be a tip for you. But here's the main tip that I do want to share in this video that I do think will work for most people and most gels. And that tip is to let your leave-in sit before you go in and apply your stylers, before you dry your hair. It's like a pause moment in your routine. I found that when I started doing this, the leave-in has a chance to absorb into my hair, so that when I'm putting the gel on top of it, I'm not locking in this like already white amount of product sitting on top of my hair, but I'm still able to use however much of the product that I wanted to use. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, now she's talking about extra time on the wash day. How can I incorporate this? What can I do? Here's what I do. If I am washing my hair at a point in time where I'm also including a shower, like I'm like getting ready to go to bed, I will do my full hair routine, apply the leave-in, and then take a break to take a shower. So I'm not letting it sit a million years. It's not very long. Or if I'm not taking a shower, I will do my hair up into the leave-in step, get out of the shower, get dressed, do whatever it is, then come back, apply the rest of the stylers, and proceed to style my hair. Again, I'm not waiting forever. I'm not doing something that's going to take 10, 15, 20 minutes. Okay, if I'm taking a shower, that might be a little bit of a longer time, especially depending on like what extra steps I'm including in that particular shower. But you know what I mean? Like it's not something that's an extra burden or something like that, or far outside of whatever you may be doing. I'm actually going to include some clips in here to show you what it looks like to freshly apply generous amounts of leave-in, and then what it looks like after you've let it sit for a little bit.
I'm starting off by applying this Moisture Milk from Pattern Beauty. And I am intentionally just going in with this for the purpose of this video. That's quite a bit of a palmful of product there, but I am going to just slap it on. Yes, I end up moisturizing my forehead. But anyhow, I apply a generous amount of this. I even go back into the container to get some more of it. This is what it looks like freshly applied. I'm going to let this sit a bit and I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like once it's had a chance to settle. And boom, here it is. So of course you see that I've put on some light makeup, I've gotten dressed, did, moisturize and that kind of stuff. So not too long, but long enough that you can see that there is a reduction, except for there in that spot. Went a little too crazy right there, but it came out fine in the finished styled hair.
And then there's always a situation where you've used these tips and you still get a cast on your hair. So in the early days before I started playing around with the time that I sit under the dryer, I learned that a simple mist of water. So I have a mister bottle, those continuous spray bottles that mist out very finely. I have one of those. I would just do like that to wet my hair up, not drench it, but just to wet it back to where I couldn't see the cast anymore. I might scrunch on the ends of my hair, just pat it a little bit to get off some of that excess product or move it around. And then if it's around the edges, I'd smooth my edges again to smooth away that product. And then because the hair fully dried when you did this and you're just misting it, the hair usually dries back again fairly quickly, still has whatever cast that it originally had, but the difference is you do not have that white cast. If you enjoyed this tip style video, I have other videos with other tips. Go check those out. I post videos every week, so subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next one.